Okay, now we're back. We're going to be in lesson 4, and we're going to talk. We're going to talk a little bit about trimming, the ripple tool, and how to trim some clips in the viewer. Okay, here we go. So, in lesson 4, what does turning off the link selection do in the timeline? Okay, so remember the link selection right here in the upper right hand corner. Link selection. If I can move over just a little bit. There it is, link selection. Okay, Shift L. What does that do? It detaches your video from your audio. Okay, very simple. That's all that does. And if I hit Shift L, it will do the same thing. I can come over here, and if I hit Shift L, now I've done that. Okay, back to business. Very easy. All right. Now, what does the ripple tool do when we use it for trimming? Okay, so it ripples the trim amount through the unlocked tracks in the sequence, right? So if we activate the ripple tool, where's that located? Where's he hanging out? Is he hanging out with roll? Of course. There's the ripple tool right there, RR. Remember the keyboard shortcut, RR. Alright? We come down over here, and if I want to ripple, boom, 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 boom. There it is. Okay, it just ripples through the locked tracks and creates a new out point. And remember, I'm just working with the out point there, so it's showing you the new out point versus the new in point. Okay? Pretty slick. That's just using the ripple tool. Okay? So, what is the keyboard shortcut to select the ripple tool? RR, we just talked about that. And what keys can use as keyboard shortcuts to ripple a clip's edit point just by a few frames? Okay, so I've still got this out point here, and I want to ripple this just by a few frames. Well, I'm going to select my bracket keys. Okay? Or I can use my greater than or less than. See that moving frame by frame there. Okay? Pretty slick. Alright, so you get your bracket keys or your angle brackets, or what look like greater than and less than. Alright, so if we want to, what would be one advantage of trimming a clip in the viewer? Okay, so if I want to bring this up here, what's one advantage of trimming this clip? Well, very simply put, I can see what's going on outside the in and out points that we've selected there, right? So we can view outside the marked area. So it allows me to take a look at anything else that I may or may not want to make a cut on. So, very simple. Okay, so what's next here? How can we disable a single clip in the sequence? Well, I'm going to disable this clip right here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go down to Clip Enable. Remember that? Clip Enable allows you to disable a clip. There you go. Right, very simple. Okay, so what tools can you use to drag an edit point in the timeline? So if I want to drag an edit point in the timeline, what could I do? Well, I can take my arrow tool, my default selection tool, and drag. Okay. What else could I do? Well, how about That's right, the ripple tool, baby. We can move it too. Okay? You bet. So those are the ways that we can make those adjustments. Excuse me. Okay, so now, what is the keyboard shortcut for extending an edit? Oh, my favorite. I love extending edit points. So let's come down here. Let's go to the very end. And if I want to, I'm going to highlight this clip. Let me hit Option plus to zoom in. Okay, move my playhead here. I'm going to highlight this slug here, and I'm going to hit E. Boom. That's it. E. E for everyone. Or E for extend. Okay, there you go. Alright, remember that. Okay, so how do you reposition a clip to an upper timeline track without moving it horizontally? Okay, so if you remember, if I grab this clip and I hold down Shift, it'll go straight up. and it won't move left or right, so it'll just go straight. Okay, which is nice. That's without, and or we could select the clip and press the Option up arrow. And to move a clip down, we'd press Option down. But I think for some reason I think I have to hit Function. Since I'm on my laptop, it may be just a little bit difficult, but I know that it works. Maybe my arrows aren't working, but it's supposed to be Option up arrow, Option up arrow, Option down arrow. Nope, not doing it. But I know holding down Shift and bringing it up is the other way to do it. Okay, excellent. Alright, so now what is the advantage of editing on track 2? So if I want to come up here and let's say I want to edit this clip on track 2, what are going to be some advantage of me for doing that? So if I had an interview down here and I wanted to bump it up with some extra video. So what it does, it allows us to lengthen a clip without bumping into a bordering clip on either side. Okay, just gives us a little bit more room to play with when we're cutting. We can look and see what's going on track 2. Let's just say I move up to track 3, and maybe I want, you know, my sources to be covered up a little bit sooner and go to black and then come over. I can do that just by moving that to track 3 and giving me some more options. Okay, so basically that's just and the question to that one again was, what is the advantage of editing on track 2? Very simply, it allows us to more room on the track so we don't bump into anything on either side. Okay, there you go. That was lesson 4 in a nutshell. We'll be back with lesson 5 right after this.